Welcome back to FM Storey. We're approaching the midway point of season 11 with Sporting as we go for our 10th successive title. We are top of the table. We've played 9 games, won 8, drawn 1, with 5 points clear of Benfica in second. As far as the Champions League is concerned, we've got a bit of work on if we want to finish in the top 8 of the league phase. We've played 5, won 2, drawn 3. And we're chugging along nicely in attack to Portugal. And then in the Allianz Cup, we've got a game coming up against Benfica. As long as we avoid defeat against Benfica, we make it through to yet another semi-final of the Allianz Cup. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we're into the middle of December. We've got the big game coming up against Benfica in the Allianz Cup, where as long as we avoid defeat against them, we get through to yet another semi-final, which I think would be our 8th successive Allianz Cup semi-final. We ended the last episode after the 1-1 draw against Barcelona in the Champions League. We've played a couple of games in the league and another game in the Champions League since then. First up, we were away to Portimonense, and we hammered them. We got off to a great start, goal in the first minute from Goossens. Felix doubled the lead on the half hour. Alonso put us 3 up just after half time. They pulled a goal back, but then we got 2 goals in 2 minutes to take us to 5-1, and then we saw out the game pretty comfortably from there. We then were at home to Famalicão, where we played a rotated team just to sort of rest some players for the game coming up against Juventus in the Champions League. And another comfortable victory. Kissidou, who wants to leave, scored in the first half. Ruben Alonso scored a lovely volley from a through ball from Benavides, and then Benavides scored a cracker of a volley. Alonso chipped a free kick into the box. Toure nodded it down and Benavides smashed it home. And then in the most recent game, we went away to Juventus in the Champions League. We needed to put in a performance just to give ourselves a chance of finishing the top 8, because we had drawn 3 of our first 5 games. Got off to a best possible start, 2-0 up after 7 minutes, goals from Felix and Mbappe, and then Mbappe added another one in injury time just to secure the victory, and a pretty decent performance. What it means in terms of the Champions League is that we are currently sat in 9th place, so we're a place off the playoffs. Basically, we haven't scored as many goals as Sevilla. We've got the same goal difference as Sevilla and Villarreal. We've just scored less goals. So we've got the last 2 games we've got in the league phase are against Galatasaray, who are in 32nd, and I think it's against Ferencváros, who are in 36th. So hopefully we can put in 2 wins, and hopefully that'll get us into the top 8, so that we don't have to play in the knockout round. And the 2 wins in the league mean that we are currently still 5 points clear of Benfica. We've got 31 points from 11 games, just that 1 drawn game so far. We do have a goal difference of plus 42. We've got the 2 leading goal scorers in Goossens and Mbappe. Mbappe's average rating's come down slightly, but it's still well over 8. He's got the most assists as well, most man of the matches. So basically the league season's going brilliantly. The Champions League seems to be back on track a bit, and now we just need to make sure we avoid defeat against Benfica so that we can make it through to another Allianz Cup semi-final. This is the side we've gone with for the game against Benfica. Obviously, we've got to have 2 players under the age of 21, Portuguese nationality. So we've got Hugo Vaz and Miguel Ferreira playing the defensive midfield roles. The only difference to the normal first team, apart from that, is that Alatabi's picked up an injury in training, so Simovic is going back to left back. Interestingly, their best player, Rob Blaise, is only on the bench, so that's obviously how they have had to fit in their under 21 players. But hopefully we can get off to a quick start and at least avoid defeat. Right, we're down the right hand side with Arda, pulls it back. Vaz takes a shot, it's deflected, it's cleared off the line, and Arda's shots turn behind for a corner. Right, Vaz with the header, they're coming back at us though. Right, Vaz to Felix, looking for Goossens over the top, round the keeper, and there we have it, the perfect start. Less than 4 minutes on the clock, and we're 1-0 up. And it means that if they want to go through to the semi-final, they now need to score at least 2. Lovely first touch by Goossens, just takes it around the keeper and then slides it home on his left foot before the defender can lunge and block it. And there we are. Not an awful lot of chances in that first half, but we took advantage, got the early goal, and we've really kind of snuffed them out. Right, so we sent the same team out to start the second half. Estos with a throw, comes back to him. He goes all the way back to Nianzu at the back. Pereira. What a goal! The player we signed from in the summer, 16-year-old, playing slightly out of position today, more a central midfielder than a defensive midfielder, but comes all the way back to Nianzu. He just rolls it into Pereira, takes a couple of touches, looks up, and just swings it into that top corner. Gave the keeper no chance. What a goal. Estevez. Simovic bringing it forward on the left. Into Mbappe. Looks for João Felix. Goossens is free in the box. And as easy as you like, 3-0. And now time to take some of the starters off. Felix just, all he had to do was simple pass to pick out Goossens in the box. He was free and no one anywhere near him. So we've brought some fresh legs on. Kouame brings the ball away. Vaz back to Bravo into Ferreira. Vaz and Ferreira have played really quite well considering the lack of experience. Kouame down the left-hand side. Back to Vaz on the edge of the box. On nearly the 2 youngsters got on the scoring. Robles is on, breaking through the middle. Pascual wins it back, and again looking for Abdallah over the top, comes to him eventually, onto Goossens again. He's in the box for his hat-trick, and that's his hat-trick, 4-0, and that's safely through to the semi-final now. Pascal sends it looking for Abdallah on the run. The clearance comes off Goossens, back to Abdallah. He plays Goossens through, and he just rolls it past the keeper for his hat-trick. And there we go, full-time, 4-0 victory in the end. Really, really comfortable. A lot more comfortable in the second half. And that's us through to yet another Allianz Cup semi-final. I think that's the 8th successive year we've made the semi-final. And hopefully we can go on and win the trophy yet again. We've made it to the beginning of January. We've got the semi-final of the Allianz Cup coming up against Porto. Things on the pitch have gone remarkably well since the game against Benfica in the last group game of the Allianz Cup. We've also done quite a bit of work in the transfer window in January. Not as much as we maybe expected in terms of the outgoings. There was a couple of players who didn't end up going because we didn't get the right offer. That will probably be moving on in the summer. Kissidu's decided he doesn't want to play for us. Estevez has decided he wants to go to a bigger league. No one came in with an offer that matched the valuation, so they've both stayed, but possibly won't be as involved going into the second half of the season. In terms of the transfers, the main outgoing has been Konstantin Klim, who left for Real Madrid once the transfer window opened for 80 million. There's a few younger players who were going to be out of contract this summer that have gone on free transfers. Like I say, it looked like Estevez and Kissidu were going as well. In terms of incomings, we've spent quite a bit of money. So we've sent another young player with Portuguese nationality in Guilherme, who can play on the left side or through the middle in midfield. We've also spent a lot of money on Jun Suzuki, who is a German international, 32 caps for Germany. Can play down the right hand side, so someone to back up Arda, potentially replace him, because Arda's not had the best of seasons this season, and it might be the time come the end of the season to move him on. The other one we've signed, is Milos Bortic, Bosnian centre forward that we've signed from Lyon, who's really hit the ground running for us as well. In terms of on the pitch, since the Benfica game, the first game after that was a home game against Firenze in the Taça Portugal. Really comfortable victory. Kylian Mbappe had a hat-trick inside 20 minutes. Goossens had another one before the half hour. and we ran out 4-1 victors. We then went away to Gondomar, another really comfortable victory, and we played Emery Delibas a bit further forward. He played in the 10 behind Goosens. He came away with a couple of goals, and we came away with a 3-0 victory. We then played a bit of a rotated, well, almost a fully rotated team to end the calendar year against Gil Vicente. We only managed to get 1 in the first half. We were 1-0 down early on, so we went into half-time 1-1. Second half, really turned it on and ended up coming away with a 6-1 victory. We then went a home game against Rio Ave in the league that we weren't great in, but we won 1-0. We went away to them in the Taça de Portugal as well, and a bit more comfortable of a performance than the league game. We were then at home to Tondela in the league, came away with a 6-0 victory with a rotated team. Milos Bortic getting 5 goals on one of his first starts for us. We were then at home to Ferencváros in the Champions League. 6-0 win, which was great for the goal difference, because it put us into the playoffs. 6-0 victory against Ferencváros was great for the goal difference, because it put us into the top 8 of the league phase. We then went away to Braga and came away with a 3-0 victory with a hat-trick from Goosens inside 22 minutes. Then we ended the Champions League campaign, league phase stage of the campaign, with a 4-2 victory over Galatasaray. We didn't get off to the best of starts, but we were 2-1 up going into half-time, and then added a couple of late goals before they pulled a consolation back. And then in the most recent league game, we went away to Firenze, picked up a 4-0 victory. We were 2-0 up after 10 minutes and just dominated the game from there. And then obviously next up, we've got this Allianz Cup semi-final against Porto. What that all means in terms of the Champions League, we ended up finishing 6th in the league phase. We didn't lose a game. We won 5, drew 3. We did need those wins to sneak into that top 8, so we didn't play in the knockout round. And then as far as the league's concerned, we are still top of the league. We haven't lost a game yet still. We're halfway through the season. We've won 16, drawn 1. 9 points clear of Benfica with a game in hand. And we've shared the goals around a lot more because we've started rotating the team with obviously all the Champions League games and the Cup games. So we've started rotating who we pick. But Kylian Mbappe is still the standout player. And long may that continue going into the Allianz Cup semi-final against Porto. So this is the team we've picked to go into the semi-final against Porto. It's pretty much the same team that played the last game against Benfica, except Bassioli's now ahead of Estevez in the pecking order at right back, with Estevez wanting to go. And we've again gone with Ferreira and Vaz as the two in the defensive midfield roles, and hopefully we've got enough firepower up the top to be able to see this game up comfortably. Right, hopefully we can get off to a quick start and get a couple of early goals. Right, we're on the attack. They're trying to come out of defence. Sunday to Gabriel Jesus, Ramos in space. Bassioli appears to have given it. I mean, it didn't look like he did anything. That looked more like a dive than anything, but obviously it's going to be a penalty. And not the start we were looking for. Definitely not the start we were looking for. Right, they've got a corner. We've got a head on it. Bassioli this time gets the ball. Ferreira. Clearance goes straight to their player and they're back on the attack again. We're really struggling to get out here. Sunday's in behind us. This pretty much couldn't have started any worse. Right, they're bringing it out of defence again. Sunday is all over the place. Back to Ramos, driving at Bassioli again. I mean, what on earth is going on here? This is the worst we've played in like 4 seasons. Bassioli to Felix. Pereira. Bassioli again. Nianzou. Looking for Mbappe. What a goal. Wow. Long looping ball from the centre half. Bassioli lays it off to Nianzou, who just thumps it forward. And what a volley that is. And to beat the keeper at the near post as well. Wow. Right, Arda's tracking back. Bassioli. Vaz into Felix. Right, Mbappe down the left hand side, looking for Goossens in the box. Right. This is more like us. Felix with a lovely ball out to Mbappe, takes a couple of touches, and then just finds Goossens free in the box for him just to poke it past the keeper. Goossens, they've got it back though. Right, Mbappe works hard to get it back. Al-Tabi down the left hand side. Benavides. Nianzou. Into Arda. Looks for Mbappe behind the fullback. Shot deflects off the defender, hits the keeper, and there's Goossens to turn it in for his second. And that's us back on level terms. They scored 3 goals in the first 15 minutes. We've scored 3 goals in the last 9 minutes to level this up. 8 minutes to level this up. This is a crazy game. But somehow we go into that game, go into half time, 3-3. They scored 3 goals in the first 15 minutes. We scored 3 goals in 8 minutes to level it up. And who knows what's going to happen in the second half. Right, Mbappe apparently is confident he can carry on, so we'll leave him on for now because he's been too much of a threat to contemplate taking off at this stage. Right, Bassioli with a throw. Botic, back to Botic into the box. All the way back to Nianzou. Vaz, back to Botic. Now they're going to... Oh, Bassioli's got it off Jesus. This Sunday's all over the place. Right, Vaz into Mbappe. Botic. And that's Mbappe to tap home for his second of the game, and that's us in front. Now, this game has been all over the place. I mean, when we went 3-0 down, I thought that was it. You know what I mean? Botic across. Mbappe somehow turns it in past Goossens. Al-Tabi's giving the ball away. It's not what we need to do. Now, it caused all sorts of problems on this left hand side. Right. Bassioli's coming off. I mean, he's got 7. He's given away a penalty. He's passed the ball into our box for them to score there. We've had all sorts of problems down this left hand side. He gets across. Somehow it comes off Nianzou right into the path of Sunday for him to score. And it goes straight to penalties. But 3 penalty takers that are in double figures. What? My 6th best penalty takers I'm a goalkeeper. I guess we're not making the final. Alright, Jesus steps up first. Mbappe for us. That's 1-1. Delelo for them, who scored the one in normal time. Houston's, who I think has missed a penalty this season. That's 2-2 after 2. Right, so our last double-digit penalty taker, Voltage. It's 3-3 after 3. Right, now we are struggling. Four after 4. So we're missing this penalty now. Alatibi stepping up. If he misses, we're out. Five after 5 penalties. It means our keeper's taking one. What a penalty. 6-6. Oh! Maybe their penalty takers are as bad as ours. Right back, Walter Bravo stepping up. He scores. We're in the final. Right, we've got to miss this one. Nianzu stepping up. What a wild semi-final that was. From 3-0 down after 15 minutes to 3-3 at half-time to going 4-3 up, back to 4-4, to then lose 7-6 on penalty. And there we have it. A horrible way to end the episode. What a wild semi-final that was. But looking at the positive side, halfway through the league season, we've got a 9-point advantage with a game in hand. Still unbeaten in the league. We've qualified for the round of 16 of the Champions League. We've got the semi-final of the Taça de Portugal to come against Maritimo over 2 legs. And the other semi-finals, Famalicão or Braga. So hopefully that we can take care of those teams to pick up another trophy. Unfortunately, we're not going to be winning the Allianz Cup. But hopefully we can go a long way towards winning the league title in the next episode. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.